Hello friends, welcome again. Now we have seen how to create the AWS instances and how we can access them from our home desktop or laptop. Let's see now. Let's run a simple demo using the producer, the consumer, and the Kafka broker. A very simple demo without any Java code involved, just with using some commands. Okay. This will be my demo architecture. I'll not go to the Twitter right now. Simple, I'll run a producer job, I'll run a consumer job, and I'll use the Kafka broker to create the pipe so that I can get the data from the producer using the Kafka broker. Okay, that will be my demo architecture. Let's go and see on the AWS instance. So this is my Kafka broker and this is the consumer. So let's do one thing. Before going forward, let's note down our IPs first. Okay. So this is my private IP, and what I'm going to do is let's do some of my I'll create a new file here, and I'll just note down my public IP. So this is my broker, and the IP of the IP private IP is this one, right? So let's note down. So this is broker IP. This the and the public IP is this. Okay, and what are the consumer IP is this is the internal and the external. Right. Okay, now let's access them. I have restarted, so my IPs have changed. So I believe Kafka broker and load. If let me see, the IP 162 is it 162? Yes, the public IP 162. It's right. So let me go ahead and open it. It's opened. Okay. Now this is my broker, and go to Kafka. Okay, here let me run first the zookeeper. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll run the zookeeper. We'll go forward and see how to run them. Okay, this is we have done already, and let's take this, copy this directly, and paste it here. You can see that in the bin directory, zookeeper server start, and we are giving the config file as zookeeper properties. That's the config file. So we are asking it to run here. Now our zookeeper started running. Let's now forget about it. Okay. Now open another console for the same server. Here I'm going to run the broker. Okay. What is zookeeper here? Zookeeper actually is a server which manages all the brokers and all the cluster. So it is a cluster management software which manages all the clusters. So the Kafka cluster will be managed by zookeeper. So let's go ahead and run our Kafka server. Okay. So here I'll running the Kafka server. Before going forward and running this, what I want to say that go to config I want to edit the config file for the Kafka broker. So here I'll run as vi. It is in the config directory. pwd. Okay, here go to Kafka and config. Here, if you see, this is the server properties file. So this is the Kafka properties file, and vi server.properties vi. Okay, here there are three things. Here you see that here it is telling that your host name. So what I have done is I have already added it. Okay, so this file, this line I have added. So what you have to do is just edit this, is just copy this line and edit this your host name with the IP address. So here we see that the IP address is internal IP 172.126.145. So here just edit that with 172.31. If you see that 172.126 and 145. Same thing. Upper also, if you see that there is listeners also, I have edited this line, and I have done is I have just copied this particular line and entered this particular address. Okay, that is the 171.31.26 145. I've added it. So that's all. I just wanted to show you that what are the changes we need to run this demo. Now you see that we are in the Kafka directory. Now go forward and run that. Okay, here just copy it. I'll share this commands to you so that you maybe you can just copy and paste it. Okay, so here you see that I'm running the Kafka server stat with the config server properties, and it is showing now there is insufficient memory for Java runtime. So by default it is not able to provide the memory allocate which is required, because if you see our instances are micro instances and they are having only 1 gig of RAM. So what you have to do is I have a workaround with this. I have a workaround. We can copy this. And what is this actually? Kafka heap. We are assigning some heap memory. This is the lowest memory we're allocating. This is the minimum memory and this is the maximum. So I'm actually allocating 512 MB of RAM, forcing the heap size to be 512 MB RAM. Okay, so just copy this, and before running the Kafka server, just set it as the Kafka heap option, and then now again run it in the same line. So this is the line we directly have to give for running the Kafka broker. Okay, now hopefully it will run. Yes, it is. So we are forcing the broker to the Java heap to be 512 MB RAM. Now this is forget one. Okay, now this forget it, and now we are running a Kafka broker here and also running a Zookeeper service in this. Now let's create a topic. Okay, so here create the topic. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy this, and what I'm going to do is let's run this command with some modification of the Zookeeper IP address. And what is the Zookeeper IP address? Is this particular one, internal IP I'm giving here. So just edit this. Okay, and the port 2181 by default, and replication factor 1. I'll tell what is replication factor we have already discussed, and what is the partition we have already discussed. and I'm just creating a topic called Twitter data. So here, run this particular command, open another console that will be useful to run, and open it. So now I have another, I call it the what I'm running is I'm running a producer. I'm creating a topic actually. So here, this is the command Kafka topic.shh. Create, the flag is create, and zookeeper is this one, this particular IP, replication factor 1, partition 1, and what is the topic name is Twitter data, because I'm going to finally use it. Okay, so let me create this topic. Well, where I am. Okay, go to Kafka. Hopefully, yeah. Okay, here, this is the command again. Create a topic, Twitter data. Okay, now, if you want to see already which are the Twitter data it has been, we have actually, instead of create, we can list it. So here is the command. Okay, this is the zookeeper IP with 2181 we can give. Okay, and win list zookeeper, and we can give localhost, or we can directly just give this command. Okay, so here is the command bin Kafka topic and list. You see that it is Twitter data is showing. This is the topic we created. Now let's go forward and create a we have created the topic, we have listed it. Now let's create a producer there itself in this particular server. Okay, so here let's edit this command, and what is the broker list we have is this particular IP we need, the server IP. So here I change it now, and which producer I'm producing and putting my data into the topic Twitter data, which I just created. Now let's go forward and click and run it. Now I am starting a producer. This is my producer. Let me go and now create a consumer in the other VM or other instance, which is consumer. Okay, now open that consumer. Well, IP address, let me see, check what is the IP, the consumer IP. The public IP is this one. So take it and open the putty and consumer load, change the IP, Control B, and save it and open it now. Now this is I'm going to use as the consumer. So you see that this is my producer started, and I'm going to run this as my consumer. So for that, the same thing, I have to run the consumer command. Okay, let's edit this. Okay, so here, so that it will be useful just to understand. So just and I have to give the server IP again. So see here, I'm using all the internal IPs because both are running inside, both the instances are running inside AWS. So my producer, my consumer, both are running inside AWS. So I don't have to give any public IP. My traffic can just go internally with the internal IP, right? So what we're doing is here Kafka console, consumer, zookeeper. This is the zookeeper we're giving, and the port, the topic where we have to read, and we are reading from the beginning. Okay, so here let's go forward and run this. Okay, add the consumer. So here is my consumer, and where I am right now, here I go to Kafka directory, and now in the Kafka directory run this command and enter. Now here is my consumer is running. Okay, Now let's see. Now here is my producer and here is my consumer. This is, you see that 172, 31, 26, 145, and this is 172, 31, 39, 145. Both are two different machines. Let's test it. This is my first message. Just I'm typing something here so that, let me see if my consumer is getting the message or not. You see that this is my first message and which is received at the consumer. Let's create second one. This is my second message. Well, I received my second message as well. So here what we're doing is actually I'm going back and showing that yes, what we're doing is I am creating a Kafka broker inside this machine itself. I'm creating a producer. I'm not using any Java class, just using the command. I'm creating a producer and I'm just consuming that data here, whatever I'm typing. So this is internally two machines, two VMs. I'm utilizing both. This is as the producer and this is the consumer, and I'm running the Kafka broker in this machine itself. But we can always actually run multiple VMs. We can actually, I could create another VM and I could run the consumer in that machine, and I could still get all my machines, all my messages on the consumer. So this is a small demo I just had. I just showed right now how in Kafka, how the consumer and producer works. With this, I finish this video, and let's see in our next video where I'll create a Java class and I'll create that inside our home system using Eclipse, and I'll see how I'll create a consumer. I'll create a producer using Java, and I'll run that, and from my local machine I'll use that as here the same demo what I just said. In my home machine I'll create a Java producer class, and I'll send the data to the Kafka broker, and in that my consumer instance will be actually getting the same messages. That will be my next video. Thanks for watching.